Hello mini Sculpt, what's going on? It's your Sculpt 6 here, and today we have a review of the NECA Godzilla 12-inch head-to-tail figure. It is the only good representation of Godzilla 2014 out right now. It's around $20 if you can find it at a Toys R Us, but I had to get mine on Amazon for around $34. Might as well just take a look at the box first. We have, obviously, Godzilla. Here, some nuclear designs, part of his tail. Ages 14 and up for some reason, I don't know why. Small parts, you know. And we have this very nice Godzilla in the background. And, it was a bunch of zip ties in there, so that's what you're seeing. They're not zip ties, twist ties. And then on the back, we have picture of Godzilla. We have all the rights for everything everywhere. And then there is our description of the figure. And if you want to read that, then Godzilla up there, and more Godzilla. It says Godzilla everywhere. You get a chance. And yeah. So interesting way to cut into this is I cut around the sides, and it kept the packaging not really intact, but it looks okay from afar. So yeah. Now let's go into the actual figure. I really wanted this figure, like really bad, because it's Godzilla, and Godzilla's awesome, and I've been a fan of Godzilla since I first saw like the 98 movie, and then I saw the other ones after that. I don't like the 98 movie, but whatever. And this figure is really cool. After seeing the new movie, I really like the figure, and NECA did a great job after they got the licenses for this thing. Let's go into it. I guess we could start with the sculpt, and I saw the Godzilla 2014 movie twice, and as far as I'm concerned, this is completely spot on with everything. A lot of people are saying the head looks tiny or small. I don't think it is at all, actually. I think this is the perfect size for the head based on the trailers and stuff. It looks correct. They used a normal plastic. Then we have the spikes are rubber. They're a soft plastic, rubbery sort of thing. And back here we have a rubber tail. After this whole part, we have a rubber part you have to attach, which is bendy wire on the inside. And I don't like bendy wire because obviously it's going to break and come out eventually and poke out of the tail. So it's better just to get it in the position you want and never move it again. It's very thick bendy wire though, and it's very hard to bend. I thought like people were just joking saying it's hard to bend. It is really hard to bend, and it takes quite a bit of force, and I literally just won't bend it for this review. I don't want to. But you can get some very manipulative poses out of this tail. So yeah, I think it's spot on. They did everything extraordinarily well with this figure. Even the feet, they got the stubby feet right. They do have peg holes for some reason. I don't quite know why. I'm guessing if you have a NECA stand, he can fit on there. Yeah. So from there, you might as well move on to the paint apps. And I don't know if you can tell, but there is like this blue wash or like sort of like sprayed on to give these a little bit of detail. You can really tell. My phone keeps going off. Right there, it's kind of bluish. So it gives the figure a little more definition of this charcoal black. And then on the front here, it is brown. I swear it's brown, but for some reason my camera won't pick it up at all. Even if I move my light, you can't really tell, but it's brown. You can see it a lot more in person. It looks a lot better in person too. Oh, there you can see the blue there. It hit the light just right. But it looks really great in person. it's a very awesome looking figure in terms of paint job. Now, again, the blue adds a lot, in my opinion, and the brown adds a lot, in my opinion. But it still needs a little bit of something different, and I don't know why they didn't have any other colors, but they wanted to keep it a cheap figure, I'm guessing that's why. But yeah, I really enjoy the figure, although I did realize something. GojiFan93, I believe is his YouTube name, did point out that in the movie, Godzilla's spikes are completely like the same color as his skin. And I kind of wish that they were white, but I also kind of don't. So I don't know if they're going to change that in the next movie. I'd like to see, though, a figure, maybe someone custom painting one, like one of these. Or maybe if I get time, if I get time and money, I'll buy another one and custom paint the spikes myself to make them a different color. That'd be cool. But, yeah. So, into the joints and the movement of this figure. The articulation. It has a lot of articulation, compared to, obviously, compared to SH Monster Arts. There's like nothing on this figure. But there is a good bit of articulation for being a $20 figure. Now, I did put something together online. I've seen many reviews of this, and everything that has the blue paint wash, I guess I would say, the mouth isn't on a hinge. Mine is stuck in this, and I can bend it up and it goes back down. I can open it a little and then it'll go back. It's not working. And that's because what I've seen is everyone who has this blue, their mouth doesn't work. And everyone who doesn't have the blue, their mouths work fine. Which I think is kind of weird. I mean, maybe, I'm not completely sure. But, you know. But yeah, so let's just zoom in a little. Okay, so you can see a nice view of Godzilla's face. Some very nice teeth, and if this was on a hinge and it worked well, it'd be awesome. I do have some bleeding on the teeth, I just realized. Not too well. Not painted the best, not painted too well. The eyes looks amazing. But anyway, right here we have the actual head. There we go, is on a ball joint. And then this neck part, I believe, is on a ball joint. Very, very cool there. Then the torso, the upper part of the body, is on, I believe, a ball joint. It can go forward and back, kind of. Can't really go side to side, but it can definitely go around in circles if it needs to. I wouldn't recommend it, though. You're starting to grind the parts at that point. Go down the tail here, and we have a swivel here, swivel here, swivel here, and then another swivel here, which is actually, that's on a ball joint. A double ball joint, like one is inside this part, one is inside this part, which is where you have to attach the tail, obviously, and then this is a bendy wire. Then up here we have the arms on ball joints. This arm on mine, the sculpt, is kind of inflicting a little bit of problem. I cannot bend this until this, or move this in and out as much as this one at all. This has way more than this. That's fine, because I want Godzilla to stay in one position anyway. So then here on the arms we have a swivel, and it looks to be a ball joint on the inside there. Or maybe not, no, that's a hinge. We have a hinge joint there. And then the hand is on a ball joint itself, so it can move pretty freely there. And that's the same for both arms. And then the leg, we have a ovular pattern of a ball joint here. So that's kind of interesting. It's kind of wonky. And you can tell it's on a ball joint because you can move it in and out like that. You can't really spread his legs apart at all if you want to, though. I mean, not a whole lot. I've had some people be able to spread them out a lot. Mine go more of the mid-range for this figure. But they actually can go pretty flush with the rest of the figure. Flush the rest of the figure there. And the other side is definitely the better side for that, for at least for my figure. Goes extremely well. And then for the knees, my knees are kind of handicapped by the rest of the sculpt. I cannot move them in and out at all, literally. But they are on a swivel here. But they're supposed to even move a little bit. Not really at all. Not anything noticeable. And then I believe these are actually on a ball joint. They can go side to side, and they can do a 360 almost, except for this part of the sculpt is blocking it. So, the feet, though. I mean, man, those feet. Dem feet, though. That's some really big tails. Or toes. Tails? Toes. Godzilla, though, man. Really mean looking. He's got this really cool looking tail, which comes to a very nice point. There's no bendy wire up here. It stops, I'd say, right about here or so. Right here. Stop getting your bendy wire. It just becomes plain out rubber. But, man, this thing looks awesome. He's got some nice detailing. He's got some chopped off Godzilla junk, which is kind of weird. And, yeah. Overall, the sculpt is great. The texture is great. It just looks so cool. The spikes are actually kind of sharp. Even though they're rubber, they feel pretty sharp, which is always a plus on a Godzilla figure, actually. But I have OCD, in a way. I like to keep the spikes completely straight, so Godzilla is as straight as possible. But for some reason, my tail likes to go to the right, which is really annoying me! And, I can't help it. It's so annoying. But, yeah. So this is a 12-inch head-to-tail figure. And, I didn't measure it on mine, but I've seen other people measure it. Yes, it is 12 inches head to tail if you stretch it out a good bit. It is a very big figure if you compare it to my hand. Well, not very big, but a pretty big figure. Especially for the price. Whoops. Especially for the price. It's a nice figure. Now, if we want to show the scale of this figure, we'll compare it to an SH Monster Arts figure. And, they've got about the same length on them, with the tails anyway. And their height is pretty much the same, too. You can't really tell from this side because one's behind the other. But, put it next to each other like this, you got the same height, basically. Not with the head. The head's a little lower on this one. But with the, you know... Oh, wow. Totally blanking. His fins. The plates on his back. Whatever you want to call them. Can't remember the spikes. That's close enough. They're about the same height-ish. This one just seems a little bit smaller. But it's $20 instead of... I think I paid $90 for this guy. So, you know... You're going to want... If you want a 2014 representation... You're going to want to get the new one. For 20 bucks from NECA. Yeah, man. I really love both of these figures. I really love the Millennium's design. But to be honest, I really like the design of Godzilla 2014. And I don't mean like the figure design. I mean the actual monster design. I love the Millennium versions. The spikes are awesome. He just looks like really fierce. And to be honest, I think he looks more like an animal like this. But when the new movie came out, this is an animal. This is not a guy in a suit. And that's just... It's really well done in the movie. If you haven't seen it, you really need to see it. It's great. And he looks the most like an animal. Like this, you think this is a living, breathing creature in the movie, unlike in the older, you know, in like all Toho movies. He's kind of cheesy, and because he's in a suit, it's a guy in a rubber suit. So, you know, go see the movie. I really love this figure. I would give it probably a 9 out of 10. Maybe 9.5. It's a great figure. I really, really love it. It doesn't have huge gaps like this one does. For instance, right there. It doesn't have huge gaps at all. It's very nice looking. It's got a great range of articulation for $20. And yeah, I could post some other reviews of this figure down in the description below. I know Diego Doom and Goji Fan made some great reviews of these guys. And when the SH Monster Arts figure comes out later this year, I really want to get it. And when the NECA 24-inch head to tail, which means it'll be 12 inches tall, comes out later this year, I want to get that really bad too, so I can have all the good Godzilla 2014 representations, because, face it, the Tail Strike one and that other crappy, I believe they're Bandai America toys, whatever, they weren't good. I'm hoping, though, NECA does a Muto. I would love to see a Muto. I'll definitely love to get it. If they were in this size and price, I would love to get them. Otherwise, I'm not going to pay too much for the Mutos because I don't personally like them at all. But yeah, if you want anything else for scale, I might as well just grab something. Here's just Lego clone. So, there's your size comparison to a Lego clone. Yeah, that's about it. Like the video, favorite video, your favorite. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Minecraft, Legos, vlogs, gaming in general, more reviews, so much fun stuff planned. Not really planned, I just do stuff when I want to. I upload whenever I want to, by the way. I really wanted to go daily, but it's just not happening. I'm sorry, it's not, but I will upload at least once a week. I'm trying to do that. But yeah, that's really it. Don't forget to buy this figure, it's really good, and I will see you all later. Take care.